chosen ones, empaths, when the narcissist finally realizes what they lost losing you. If you've been cut off from the narcissist, I'm telling you, you don't need to do anything at all. You don't need to lift a muscle. You don't need to do anything at all, because you know what? If a narcissist discarded you, ran out on you, cheated on you, went to a new supply, at this current moment, if it's still fresh, I'm talking fairly recently, they've done this to you, they looked at you as something that is invalid, that has no value, right? Because they devalued you so much, they didn't think you were worth anything. So they felt like they can throw you away, they can discard you, they can cut you off, they can go with someone else. This is what they think in their heads, right? And you've got to not fight. You've got to just take it as what it is, right? Now, I'm not telling you this to let them back in at a later date. You'll never hear me say that. Never out of my mouth will I tell you something to let them in again. I will never say that. But what I will assure you is, if you give it time, right, the narcissist, at the moment, if you start trying to talk to them, beg for them back, try and say, can we meet up and have a chat? Can we talk? And they're ghosting you, giving you silent treatment. I'm telling you, it's never going to work. You need to withdraw. You need to withdraw. You need to back off. You need to let them do what they're doing. And if that means that they're off with a new supply, let them go. Because I'm telling you, right? They're gonna get hit with a harsh reality very soon. Very soon. Before you're probably even aware. Yeah, definitely before you're aware. It's gonna hit them like a ton of bricks. They're gonna get a harsh reality. And they'll be out there indulging with these new supplies. They'll be out there with these new supplies. And they'll be thinking, right, this is great. You know, I feel free. I feel free from you. They'll feel free, right? They'll feel like we was dragging them down. They'll feel free. They'll feel like, yeah, and they'll look at us as nothing. But these lot will most likely run into another toxic individual. Or even if they don't run into another toxic individual, they run into someone who's kind. This person's not you, right? They don't do things the way you do things. They weren't brought up the same way as you. They don't have values the same way as you. And everything's different. And the narcissist begins to realize that they don't like where they're at now. You see, they were with you and they saw a shiny object in the distance, or they saw some greener grass, and they looked at that and they thought, yeah, I want that. I don't want them. I don't want you. I don't need you. I can do this without you. But they get this harsh awakening. And when they get this harsh awakening, you're probably going to hear ring, ring, or text. And they're going to be prodding at you, seeing if you've healed, seeing if you've moved on, seeing if what your temperament is. That's what these are. They're hoovers, right? At this point in time, if you're strong enough, and, you know, all hats off to you if you are, if you can ignore them, you're going to drive them insane. You're going to make them desperate. They're going to be showing up at your house. They're going to be showing up at your workplace. Because what's going on in the mind of the narcissist is they realize they made a mistake. Narcissists aren't assured with their decision making. They make decisions off a whim. They make decisions of revenge. They make decisions of reactions. You know? You could have done something 6 months ago that provoked them to do this now, when they ran off with this new supply. You could have done something and caused them a narcissistic injury 6 months ago, and they stayed around you, pretended everything was normal, but really deep inside them, they were hurting, they were sour, they were bitter. And they saw something shiny with their shiny object syndrome. They saw the greener grass, and it wasn't really greener grass, it was some astroturf, as the commenter said. They went over there only to realize they were with a dusty, and they're lost. You need to just give it time. If this has just happened and you're watching this video, count yourself blessed, because you know the moves of the narcissist. They're gonna pop up. They're gonna try and come back. Yeah, I don't know exactly when they're gonna do it, but I'm telling you, they get this harsh reality sooner than you realize. So, if you are one of those people, because I was one, that's still checking in on their social media, checking what they're doing, I want you to try and avoid that. Try with all your strength and determination and try and not do that. Focus on something else. Focus on your projects. Focus on your work. Focus on your kids. Focus on your health. Focus on anything. Focus on the gym. Focus on something else. Don't be looking at their social media, right? Just try. If you do it for 2 days and then you fall and you look, okay, you went 2 days. At least you went 2 days without looking at it. It's not a bad thing. You went 2 days without looking at it, and then you know what? You might go for a week next time, and then you might look, and then you might go for a month next time. So you gradually break out of the cycle of looking at it, right? But I'm telling you, everything they paint on there is going to be telling you another thing. It's going to be telling you they're happy. It's going to be telling you that they know you're looking. If they cut you off, gave you no closure, they know you're looking. They're putting things on there for you to see. But what I want you to understand is not a lot of people talk about this, but the narcissist realizes when they lost an empath. You are a highly intuitive being of light. You are a special soul. You are blessed to be who you are. And they were blessed to even be in your life. And they realize now how they were blessed to even be in your life. They realize that now. They're not going to come and tell you that. They're not going to come and tell you that, because they know the last time they spoke to you, they were devaluing you, cutting you off, telling you you're nothing. So they're going to reach in with a temperament checker. That first call is one of many. That first text is one of many. If you can ignore them, if you can block them, you have defeated the narcissist. I'm telling you, if you're strong enough to block them, not even want to hear what they have to say, cut them off, you have the final discard. The final discard is coming. For those of you that are just, going through it now, the narcissist ran off with someone new, let time settle in. Let them start to be with that person for longer extended periods of time. This new person will grate on them. They don't do things the way you used to do. I'll tell you the trick of the narcissist. Their next move, they might reach out with a temperament checker, and if you're not functioning, you're not reciprocating what they're saying, you're not letting them back in the door. Do you know what their next move is? They're out there looking for you again. That's what becomes stained in their mind, in their heart and mind and soul, you. And they start going out there trying to make new supplies you. They'll think about you. They'll try and throw little suggestions in here with the new supply. Oh, do it this way. Oh, do it that way. Do it like this. Exactly how you used to do things. But they're fighting a losing battle. They can never make someone new. They're never going to make someone new again. They can't make another you. You are only you. There is no other you. And this is what I can't help but expressing the importance of your uniqueness. You are unique. There's not another you. There will never be another you for the rest of the days of earth. There's never going to be another you. You are special. You are unique. So don't feel jealous. Don't feel envious. Don't feel like they've done you better. They've gone with someone better. Never fall victim to that, because they haven't done no better. They monkey branched from you onto someone else. They monkey branched, yeah, and they went for some low-hanging fruit, and they grabbed anything they could, and they're trying to turn that into gold. But you're gold. You're the pearl. You're the precious stone. This new person they're with is not a precious stone. They're not a rarity. And the narcissist is waking up to the fact that they've fallen short in this one. The narcissist is waking up to the fact they've fallen short. But the narcissist is never going to tell you none of this. Why? Because they devalued you. They made you feel like you were nothing. They can't take none of that back. Some of the lesser narcissists might come back with a whole sob story and telling you they're sorry, and you lot need to be strong if you experience that. You know? Because we're empaths. We start to feel sorry for people. We start to care for people. And we need to put a guard up. We need to put our boundaries up. We need to put provisions in place to stop us giving empathy to these decrepit souls that they are, right? We can't give no empathy to these people whatsoever. But some of the other narcissists are just going to creep up with a text. They're just going to creep up with a phone call. They're just going to turn up at your house. You know? They're going to do this. And if you see any sign of this behavior, it's proof for you that they want you back. Even if they're not telling you. Even if they've turned up to your house and said, I need my stuff back. Right? That to you, to a general person, that might sound like, oh God, it's the end. They want their stuff back. They want it back. No. A narcissist is saying they want their stuff back to see how that makes you feel, to make an assessment, to analyze the situation, and to see if you're still distraught over losing them. So if you use the grey rock method and you show no interest, see how long they take to gather their belongings. See how long they take to pack their bag up. You know? See how long they're, checking your temperament. How much they're checking your temperament to see what you're thinking. They want to know what you're thinking. Remember, these lot left us high and dry. We can't forgive them. We can never let them back in our lives. I will never ever say to let a narcissist back in your life. And if you let a narcissist back in your life, it's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. Right? But what I will say is, if you have let one back in, cut it off. Get rid of them, because they're plotting revenge. They're going to come with some ill intent, some malice. They're dangerous. You need to get rid of them. Yeah? And even if you've let them back in 3 or 4 times, 5 times, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What I will say is, have the final discard and have the final say-so and cut them off. These individuals put us through intensive silent treatment, smear campaigns, the whole lot. They put us through real tyrannical abuse. They're tyrants, you know? Don't have no empathy for these individuals. Don't feel sorry for them if they come with a sob story. Just trust me and know that you're haunting them every living moment that they walk this earth. You're haunting them. This channel is made for empaths, right? I call you chosen ones because you're chosen to have empathy, which a lot of individuals do not have on this earth. You're blessed to be who you are. A narcissist needs an empath to regulate their emotions. A narcissist needs an empath to stay sane. Without an empath, they can't survive properly. They'll survive with a downgrade supply. They'll get some remnants of supply from their family, some friends, and they'll conjure something up in their cooking pot. But it's not going to be like that supply that you used to offer that solely come from you. That wholehearted love, that wholehearted support, that loyalty, that care. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that with someone else. And for the second, anytime you start to think, they're doing better without me, trust me, you're just not healed enough yet. The longer you heal, you're going to start saying what I'm saying. You're going to know what I'm saying is ringing true. The longer you go on your healing journey, you're going to realize, yo, this person is never going to find someone like me. I know what I did. I know what I provided. I know what I done for our life together. I know everything that I tried to do for this person. They're not going to find that. They never will. And I've had my proofs and I've had my evidences, right? With the narcissist contacting me after years. With little temperament checkers as well. Not a hi, how you doing? I've had a hi, how you doing? But they've come with these temperament checkers. Because they're just bouncing off you. Remember, these lot mirrored you the whole time. So they want to mirror you again. If you say, where have you been? I've missed you so much. Da, 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 da. They can either mirror you back, or they can say, yeah, I can leave them for a bit longer. I can let them stew a bit longer. I can cause them some more pain. Because remember, these lot are very sadistic. They like to cause us pain. It's why they put us through this abuse. They enjoy abusing us. They enjoyed causing us pain. They enjoyed doing this. It satisfied them. And now, this is why I say, just give it time. They're going to be creeping back. They're going to be running back to you. Do not let them back in. Please do not let them back in. I assure you, they're going to come back. I promise you. It's 100% guarantee. A narcissist is never done with their previous supply. They're never done with us. They weren't done with the ex before us, even when they got with us. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody here. But they weren't fully healed from their ex-supply when they got with us. And that's part of the reason why they never saw the true blessing in what we were to them. They made us up their primary target. They knew enough to make us their primary target. But they didn't know enough of what the blessing we were until they lost us, right? The narcissist finally realizes what they lost after losing you. How are they going to know what they lost when you were still in their life? They just took you for granted. They just took it every day for granted when they was with you. Now they're out in the world alone, fending for themselves. They realize everything that you provided. They have reminders of you every day. And time's not good for them. We age gracefully. They age like milk. I've said that before. They age like milk. I wouldn't even want to see the sight of the narcissist that was in my life now. Haggard. Disgusting. I wouldn't even want to see them. You know? When I was at a point just like you were, when I used to think, oh no, they've gone with someone else. Until I realized, to be honest with you, you can see in the photo when they downgrade. If you're looking on their social media and you've seen them downgrade, that's another ticket for you to know. That's another sign for you to know. If you look on their social media and you see them with a new supply, never look again. And if you've seen they've downgraded, you just know. You just know. If they've downgraded with a new supply, you just know they're regretting it. They need someone around them for fuel. They need someone around them for supply. They can't survive, so they'll take anything. They're desperate. They can't be alone. You know, they can't be alone. They'll take anything. So that's a telltale sign for you as well. If you look on their social media, which you shouldn't be looking on their social media, but if you still are, like I was, I looked up to the point of I saw them with a new supply. Once I saw them with a new supply, that was me, game over. I had to cut it off from there. Like in my head, heart, mind, soul, everything. Because once someone's gone with someone else, there's absolutely no way I'm ever letting them back in my lives ever again. And they've had to pay the price of that. You know? But these lot do realize what they've lost. And not a lot of people talk about this, when they realize what they lost. They make out the narcissist is this infallible, evil person that causes pain and destruction to everyone's lives and doesn't face any consequences. But it's not the case. This is God's world, and they do face consequences for their actions. They make the most stupidest, irrational decisions. They let some of the best people in their life go, and they run into trash. And as I always say, don't be upset with the new supply, because the new supply has took your trash away. You see? This narcissist was trash. This narcissist is nothing. Yeah? We don't need them to survive. They need us to survive. They need us to function. And even more so, they need our potent supply to feel alive. They don't feel alive with this new supply. They don't feel the same way they used to feel. They do, they could, you know, they struggle to pair bond, but they form a bond to the best of their capabilities. And when we've spent years with these people, or, you know, we've spent a period of time with these people, they form the bond to the best of their capabilities with us. It's not easy to replace that with someone else. We just offered them supply like nothing. We offered them supply and supply and supply and supply, you know. They were devaluing us, smearing us, you know. Triangulating us, doing all sorts of stuff to us, just trying to destroy us. Till eventually they said, I don't want this person, I'm done with them. They're useless. But let time tell its story. Be silent. Go no contact. Let them suffer. Because I'm telling you what is going on in the mind of the narcissist. Yes, this may trigger you. Yes, they may be being intimate with someone else. So what? So what? The moment they're intimate with someone else, the moment they've gone off with someone else, that's them cut out your life for good. You can't afford to let someone like that back in your life. It's too dangerous. You're worth a lot more than that. You deserve a lot more than that. There's no way you're going to be someone's option. You're not going to be someone's option, like they can have this person, have that person, have you. No way. You never. Don't let them ever do that. You're worth so much more than that. You're worth so much more than that. And all of this comes in time. I promise you. The more and more you heal on your journey, the more and more you understand your value as a person and a human on earth. The more and more you go on your journey, you'll start to uncover your purpose. You'll start to uncover your meaning. These are things that you need to focus on. You might not know your meaning now. You might not know your purpose now, because you've just come out of a toxic relationship. It's going to come in time. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know my meaning when I first come out of it. But now I know my meaning a little bit more. I'm not saying my meaning is just YouTube, but I understand a bit more about life. I understand a bit more as I've gone on in my journey. And that's what you need to do. You need to go on your journey a bit longer. Look at the healing journey as something positive. It's a time for you to pour what you used to pour into this decrepit, dusty weirdo, right? Back into yourself. You need to put that supply that you used to put into them, into yourself. You will feel rejuvenated. Do things. Busy your time. But you got to know when you're doing it. You know. You can be sitting there at home. You get a thought of them. You know they're suffering. You know they're suffering without you. These lot lie. They lie, right? So why are they going to come and tell you that they miss you? That's why I say some of the lesser narcissists may come out with that. But a lot of narcissists ain't going to come out with their true feelings about how they miss you and stuff. A lot of them won't do that. But these lot lie through their teeth. They lie, and lie. They're compulsive liars. They don't know how to tell the truth. So when they find themselves in a sticky situation like this, like discarding someone and later on re-idolizing them and revaluing them, how do they work that out in their heads? They were ill. They're ill, right? They looked at you like you were nothing. Now they've re-idolized you. How do they fathom that? They're going insane. They don't know how to fathom that. They don't know how to interpret that. They thought they were heading over to the golden gates. They thought they were heading over to the greener pastures. They thought they were hitting higher heights with this new person. Only they're sinking like quicksand. And the supply is just not cutting it for them. The supply they're being offered is not cutting it for them. And this is one of the main reasons. They're not missing who you are. They're missing the supply you used to provide for them. They're missing the punch that used to come with you, you know? The spice, what you offered. They're missing all of that. They're not missing you. They're missing your supply. They're deranged. They're soulless beings that can't function without a sustainable supply source. And it's highly unlikely that they're finding a sustainable supply source in this day and age. You know? Some of us thought we had something really special with these individuals. And it's sad that we believed it, you know? But we did, because they mirrored us and they tricked us and deceived us into believing something that was untrue. And meanwhile, they were there just soaking up supply, soaking up supply, soaking up supply. So much so, they soaked up enough supply to keep their heads afloat, right? For a good few weeks or months before they finally realize, when they're with this new supply, they still had our supply circulating in them. They still had us maybe when we was begging for them back or stuff like that. They still had that floating around them or in them or whatever. For it to finally pop. And for them to realize what they finally lost by losing you. You see? That's where they're at in their lives now. Imagine that though. Let's empathize with them for a second. Just for a second. Or I always say don't empathize with them, but let's just do it for a second. You're with someone. You begin to look at them like they're nothing. You see someone else and think they're the best thing ever. You go over to that someone else, and now you can't stop thinking about who you was with before. That is as basic as what has happened. That is what is going on in their minds now, and that is what's happening. Even regular people, non-narcissistic people, they make dreadful mistakes. They cheat. They go off with someone else. And they realize what they lost with the person before. Humankind isn't meant to have so many sexual partners, numerous partners. It's not meant to be that way. It's not meant to be that way. They say we only fall in love a number of times in our life. It's not meant to be that way. It's not good for the heart, the mind, the soul, the spirit. It's not good. These narcissists go around, sleep around, go with numerous people. They're only damaging themselves from doing this. They're really damaging themselves. And they're on a losing battle. They're fighting a losing battle. It's literally not in the makeup of us as human beings to be with numerous people. When you're taking on other people's energy, other people's soul ties, stuff like that, it's really not good for them, and it really messes up their heads, you know? But please, people, now you know, or at least you have some idea, and I promise you the longer time goes on, you may reflect on this video, you may remember what I said, and you may realize what I said is true. Because the time's coming for you, for those of you out there that haven't had your hoover yet, it's gonna come, I promise you. But just be ready to shut them down. Just be ready to close that door, bolt and weld it shut. Be ready not to let them back in. Our life is not a revolving door. And we do not need to tolerate the abuse that we went through. And we do not need to lower our expectations of what we think love is to these dusty weirdos. We deserve a lot more, a lot better, and we will find it. Trust me, we can find it. We're all connecting on YouTube here, fellow empaths. There's fellow empaths out there. If you dwell it, you'll dwell in tranquility with an empath. With a narcissist, you'll live hell on earth. You can do a lot better. And I promise you, there's suffering without you. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find a link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session myself, you can also find a link in the description box. Currently, I've got the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.